Coming up on Chapman News, coverage on the first presidential debate between President Barack Obama and Governor Mitt Romney. We'll have the highlights for you.
We have cheerleaders, we have football players, and there are parents all around right now that can only mean one thing. It is homecoming weekend at Chapman University. Find out what's going on coming up next on Chapman News.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Zoe Loza.
And I'm Zarina Karazada. This weekend is a huge one for Chapman. It's homecoming weekend.
We've got our own Amanda Starantino and Julian Solomita live on campus to tell us what to expect this weekend.
We are kicking off homecoming here at Chapman University right in front of Wilson Field, where tomorrow night there is going to be tons of parents, fans, students all pepped up for the game at 7 o'clock on the field. We have Chapman football here with us to get us pumped up and ready for homecoming. We have football player DJ Brandel to tell us, what does homecoming mean to the football team?
Honestly, homecoming is all about tradition. It's like setting the standard for people, or meet the standard for people who played here before you and people who are going to play after you, and brings the whole community together. It's pretty much the most important game that we have as a team, and just pretty much going to go out with the win and make everyone happy.
And we're going to win, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, they're ready. And also Chapman Cheer is ready. Thanks, guys. We are excited for tomorrow. And Chapman Cheer is going to show us their favorite cheer to get us ready for tomorrow. Ready, girls?
Girls ready?
Ready? Panthers, get down, stomp them to the ground. Up, beat them, defeat them, because we're victory bound.
Cheers ready. Football's ready. Are you ready? Come to the pep rally tonight at 5:30 on the field. Chili cook-off tomorrow with your family, some good food, and homecoming game tomorrow night. Fireworks, cheer team, football team. You can't ask for anything better. Let's show some Panther pride. Let's go Panthers. Here at Chapman University, I'm Amanda Starantino, Chapman News. Over to you, Julian, getting ready for the 5K tomorrow. Let's hear about it.
Yes, thank you and good morning. I'm here at Schmidt Gate at Chapman University where the 5K will begin tomorrow and end. The race starts here. They'll come storming through the gates and they'll go through Old Town Orange for the 3.1 mile race. Now, tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning is the start of the race, and all the runners will be on chip time, which means each runner will have a computer chip placed in their shoe to verify accurate times, and the top 3 male and female runners in each division will receive medals. Now, Team USA Track and Field Organization did come and certify this course so that if runners would like to use their times on this race to qualify for others, they will be able to do so. All the proceeds for this race will go to Chapman University's scholarship fund. There will be food, there will be live music tomorrow morning for the 5K. I'm Julian Solomita, Chapman News. Back.
Thank you, Julian. I know I'm excited for homecoming. How about you, Zarina?
Yeah, it just sounds like such a great event.
Yeah, it really does. What started as an innocent game of laser tag for homecoming week ended in Burt Williams Mall, turning into a battle zone yesterday as students took to the field to shoot each other down in a bloodbath for the ages. Students showed up in full force to show their support for Chapman's first ever homecoming week.
We just addressed a need on campus, and I just couldn't understand freshman year why there were events for my parents to do during homecoming, but nothing for me to do.
The event was put on by the University Program Board and co-sponsored by the Student Government Association in an effort to get students excited for Saturday's football game at 7 p.m.
If you've ever wished your car would drive itself, your wish may be granted soon. Governor Jerry Brown signed the Autonomous Vehicles Bill into law at Google headquarters this week. The new law allows Google to test self-driving cars on California roads. These cars use different cameras and sensors to navigate the streets with a single passenger to supervise. Creators of the car say that the vehicles would minimize traffic and reduce accidents. Driving cars may be able to operate on public streets by 2017.
Our next guest calls her film festival one of refreshing vision. The second year of the Silent River Film Festival will feature 80 films from over 20 countries. Its founder joins us now in studio. Kalpana Singh Chitnis, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. What inspired you to start this film festival?
When I came to the United States, I always wanted to become a filmmaker, so I enrolled myself in New York Film Academy. And first of all, coming from a different country, and the way we look at anything which we create, our vision behind that, I felt it was kind of alien to the Western world. So when I started to make films, I started to send the film festival, those films to the film festivals. I was getting like rejected all over, and I felt, oh, I made a good film. What happened? Then I realized it's not about anything. It was personal. It was just like I was not able to have my message across because the Western world is not very familiar with the way Eastern world tells their story in their creativity, whether that is art, cinema, or anything. And then I noticed that. Most of the film festivals, not only in the United States, but in the Western world, they call themselves international, but if you closely look at their lineup, about 90 to 95% of the film are shown from the Western part of the world. Though half the population representation is about 3 or 4%. So I thought I need to do something about it and put a film festival together where we can bridge the gap and bring East and West together to share their best work of cinema.
So what kind of filming styles have you combined to get both sides to get combined in this film festival?
Well, they are just like all the films what we show. We are like any other international film festival. So we bring just any film you see, regular films in the film festival. It is just that the numbers of film we bring from East, we want more to introduce to the Western audiences here. Because I am a US citizen and I know American audiences are dying to see films from other side of the world. But the way the business of a film festival works or the distribution works and the whole thing, there's not a lot more opportunity where we can see films from East. So our platforms brings that opportunity, provides that opportunity to the filmmakers to bring their films and share with our local and international audiences.
Let's take a look. We have a clip from one of the documentaries. It's called How I Became an Elephant.
My name is Juliet and I'm 14 years old.
I feel really strongly about this because I love elephants and I want to be able to make a difference.
She started to tell me.
All right, so that was a clip from How I Became an Elephant. So like any other film festival, are you kicking it off with a red carpet this year?
Exactly. You can imagine any fun. Premieres, after parties, red carpet award night gala. We are doing everything what a film festival does, but what makes us different is two things. We want to bring East and West together and cinema and causes on one platforms to bring awareness about the issues that are important to us. So there will be a red carpet award night gala which will be on October 14th at the Irvine Marriott Hotel, and the festival opens on October 11th, which is Thursday, at the Edward West Park Theater in Irvine.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys can check out the film festival in Irvine next Thursday. Coming up, we've got Courtney with weather.
Courtney, what can we expect for this weekend?
All right, guys, it's time to bust out your flannels, boots, and pumpkin spice lattes because it's finally cooling down. I have your weather report next.
Don't stand by, stand up.
Welcome back to Chapman News. I'm Zoe Loza.
And I'm Zarina Karazada. Thanks for staying with us.
I've noticed it's beginning to cool down a bit outside.
Courtney, are we finally going to start feeling that fall weather?
Yes, guys, it looks like it is finally cooling down, and I advise everyone, if you're going to the homecoming game, make sure you bundle up because it's going to be a little bit cooler than we're used to. All right, we'll start with the East Coast. We have low 80s to mid 70s with sunny skies, and working our way to the Midwest. Looks like we have some cooler temperatures, high 40s, low 50s with scattered storms and actually some chance of snow. And we'll move to the West, and we still have sunshine this weekend. Let's get a closer look at the Southwest. All right, some high temperatures in Arizona, in 96 in Phoenix, 92 for those of you heading to Vegas, and working our way down to our own California, 71 in LA and 72 in San Diego. Now let's look at the 5-day forecast. Friday, we got a high of 80, a low of 62 with a little bit cloudy. Saturday, high of 81, low of 61. Definitely a little bit cloudy, will be a little bit foggy towards the beach. Sunday looks like it's going to be nice and beautiful, high of 70, low of 60. Same with Monday, high of 72, low of 59. And on Tuesday, it looks like we're going to get some rain. So we got a high of 72, low of 60. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Courtney. California has become the first state to ban therapies that are said to be discredited and are aimed to make gay minors straight. I went out to find more on what's happening.
California Governor Jerry Brown signed a bill into law this past weekend that will make gay conversion therapies for minors illegal. Senator Ted Lieu is the author of this bill and believes that it is necessary to provide minors protection for what he calls quackery.
What was known as the Playboy experiments. So they would literally show a gay person pictures from Playboy that were sexual in nature, as well as pictures from a magazine that had no sexual pictures. And then they would administer electrical shocks to them. If you don't read the medical literature, you may not know how dangerous this therapy is. You may not know that children experience feelings of guilt and shame and self-hatred, and they may even commit suicide.
An opposer to this ban, Dr. David Pickup, a reparative therapist, was recently interviewed and claims that he knows reparative therapy works because he was a patient himself.
Reparative therapy helped save my life.
Former Exodus International leaders, a Christian conservative group who provide gay conversion therapies, have publicly apologized for the harm they believe these practices have caused.
30 years ago, I helped create Exodus International. Today, I'm here to apologize.
Imagine, if you can, my shock and horror when I realized in that moment that I was teaching a lie.
From Orange, California, this is Zarina Karazada, Chapman News.
Opponents of the gay conversion therapy, such as Narth and Pacific Injustice Institute, vowed to seek an injunction to stop the law from going into effect in January.
California Governor Jerry Brown approved a controversial piece of immigration legislation this Monday. Christina Hasselnorl explains the situation.
Okay, well, that's easy enough.
Governor Jerry Brown signed into law earlier this week Assembly Bill 2189, which grants some illegal immigrants the right to apply for a driver's license.
While this is a huge step forward for undocumented immigrants in California, only those who qualify for the California Dream Act may be able to apply for driver's licenses under the new law.
This means they must have immigrated before the age of 16, have immigrated before June 15, 2012, be in school, have a GE or high school diploma, or be in the military, and not have committed a felony or significant misdemeanor. Many people are wary about the financial toll on an already burdened state budget, but the California DMV is not worried.
Okay, normally on any given year, DMV handles about 8 million transactions regarding driver's licenses, and it is estimated that under this bill, there will be around 350,000 people who will benefit. So 350,000 spread over several months is not really going to make that much of an impact to 160 offices that we have.
Brown's signing of AB 219 contrasts with the actions of Arizona Governor Jan Brewer, who banned driver's licenses for illegal immigrants earlier this year. From the State Building in Santa Ana, I'm Christina Hosenoral for Chapman News.
The new law goes into effect in January of next year.
In response to the 2012 elections, Chapman tried to increase political participation in its student body last Wednesday. Christina Hayes has the story.
The entire nation is preparing to vote for their candidate of choice this coming November, and Chapman University is no exception. But this year, the Student Government Association is doing something extra to get the community involved in politics. Last Wednesday, they hosted Fall Fest with the help of Sodexo, University Advancement, and the OC Registrar of Voters. The event was designed to encourage voter education along with entertainment. Fall Fest also provided the opportunity for students to register to vote.
We're here at Fall Fest to basically get the word out that we've got a presidential election coming up on Tuesday, November 6th, to get people involved, registered, get them involved with volunteering on Election Day, and basically answering any election-related questions that people have.
Fall Fest drew people in with free food, outdoor seating, and live music with the band Bristol to Memory. It's important to note that for most undergraduate students, this is the first election in which they can vote.
I've been meaning to do it for a while, but I just haven't been able to find a place, or I haven't had the time to go out and do it. So I heard about this through the email, and so I just stopped by today and decided to register.
For those of you who weren't fortunate enough to register at the event, such as myself, you can still go on to ocvote.com, and there will be a link to the Secretary of State's website where you can become an official voter for the 2012 presidential election. Reporting from the Hotel Piazza, I'm Christina Hayes, Chapman News.
Chapman showed the first presidential debate for the student body in the Argyros Forum's Student Union Wednesday evening.
President Barack Obama and Governor Mitt Romney squared off in the first presidential debate Wednesday night. They battled 90 minutes and covered domestic policy, a lot of talk on the highest rated issue of this election, the economy and jobs. Most experts say Romney delivered a strong showing, hitting the president on the 8% jobless rate and surging national debt.
I just don't know how the president could have come into office facing 23 million people out of work, rising unemployment, an economic crisis at the kitchen table, and spent his energy and passion for 2 years fighting for Obamacare.
President Obama countered with the rescue of GM and Chrysler, but critics say the incumbent lacked the energy of the challenger. High-profile supporter Bill Maher tweeted this: "I can't believe I'm saying this, but Obama actually does look like he needs a teleprompter." While polls showed the debate was a win for Romney, we are surely still looking at a close election with voters in swing states like Florida and Ohio likely to decide the race. Santa Ana Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez says she's not too worried about the long-term effect of this debate on President Obama's chances at re-election and stresses that it's all about the young voters.
Young people have everything ahead of them. And so when we talk about what makes America competitive, it's really about the policies that we set at the national level. And that's why this election is incredibly important for young people to participate.
Up next, Vice President Joe Biden and Congressman Paul Ryan on October 11th.
The number of Americans across the nation who say they are self-employed is at an all-time high. According to the Office of Advocacy in the U.S. Small Business Administration, the number of Americans who are self-employed approached nearly 10 million people in the second, up 7% from the first quarter. These results are coming after 3 quarters of sharp decline in the rate of self-employment. While employment from business births are on the rise, there are still concerns over the slowdown in net job increases from small businesses with fewer than 20 employees.
Coming up next on Chapman News, we've got sports with Adam.
That's right. After the break, football takes on Whittier on the road, and the Stanley Cup is in town. And, of course, we have a look at the week ahead, so sit right there for the best campus sports show coming up.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing.
The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
Welcome back once again. I'm Zoe Loza.
And I'm Zarina Karazada. Now it's time for the Best Campus Sports Show, and we have Adam Herbets to take us in.
Adam, outside it may still feel like summer, but my mind knows it's fall, and I already have my eyes on October baseball.
That's right, absolutely. We got everything Angels coming up soon. A lot of things to look forward to, but first let's keep up with the theme and continue our homecoming coverage. We'll start with football, and the Panther football squad set to play their first game in the SCIAC as they travel to Whittier to take on the Poets. Andrew Chavez getting the start in this one, while QB Keen Stansel sits one out with arm soreness. But offense would not be a problem in this one. Here's the first of many TDs by second-year running back Jeremiah McKibbins as he tumbles into the end zone. More coming from him very soon, but first Chavez proves he's not afraid to put one up. Check out this beautiful grab by the tight end, Sean Denny. He would have 5 receptions on the day, but the Poets, they get the ball back, and they have no trouble moving it down the field for 2 quick scores, both of them in the hands of number 1, Kimball Tillman. 15 unanswered points from the Poets. But the Panthers, they have a stud of their own. Jeremiah McKibbins, they haven't been tackling him all day. They have no intention of starting now. Off the draw, he takes this one 85 yards. He would go on to punch that one in for his 3rd touchdown, and he would have 2 more on the day, bringing his total to 5, breaking a Chapman record. With his performance, Jeremiah McKibbins is the Conference Athlete of the Week, bringing the Panthers to 1-0 in SCIAC. Chapman News reporter Wes Rappaport was at Friday night's game.
Thanks, Adam. Offensive explosions here from Whittier College. The Panthers defeating the Poets 49-35. That all led by running back Jeremiah McKibbins. The sophomore had 251 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns to his credit. We spoke to him post-game.
Number, I got to be mentally prepared for every game. Football is 90% mental, 10% physical. I don't want no individual records. I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters to me.
We have playmakers. I mean, we have playmakers at the running back position. We have playmakers at the receiver position. We've got quarterbacks that can get the ball out to guys, and we have an outstanding offensive line.
From the turf to the surf, the Wens water polo team took on Claremont Mudscripts on Wednesday afternoon. Erica Scott has the story.
Chapman's homecoming week kicked off on Monday, and the energy around campus came to the Allred Aquatic Center as Claremont Mudscripts visited the men's water polo team. Fans came out to enjoy the sunny weather and cheer on the Panthers in their first home game of the year as the Panthers tried for their 4th win of the season. But the game started with a quick pace that put the Panthers in a tough spot as Claremont jump-started with a 3-0 lead, and despite 3 assists and a goal from junior utility Brett Carter and 11 blocks by senior Taylor Roscos, Claremont took home the win with a final score of 13-8.
We worked on the way that they were going to guard us all week, and so we knew what they were going to do, but for some reason we were just kind of messing up on offense. We were way too packed in together. We weren't really spread out, and we weren't moving enough, and the defense was kind of off, I'd say, obviously.
Even with the loss, the team looks ahead to their next game as a chance for redemption as they plan to play Claremont again at the Gary Troyer tournament this weekend.
Anybody can win, really. And some people say 9th and 8th aren't that good. I think they can win too. Any given day, it's who's gonna make the least amount of mistakes on any day, you know.
Talking to both players and coaches after the game, everybody agrees the intensity needs to be there for all 4 quarters. The defense needs to step it up and make sure that the goals aren't coming in. For Chapman News, I'm Erica Scott.
Thanks, Erica. The Panthers' next home game will be October 17th against Laverne. Hopefully get back on the winning track there. Now here's a look at the week ahead in Chapman Athletics. First off, obviously, there's the homecoming football game tomorrow, the 6th, against Pomona Pitzer. But men's soccer will also be squaring off with the Sagehens on Wednesday. Game time 4 p.m. at home. 1 week from today, our women's volleyball team goes to Caltech. Try and continue their winning ways. That starts at 7:30. And in La Mirada, the Chapman cross-country team will take off at 4:30 for a Skyak cross-country meet. Again, that is October 12th. Check out chapmanathletics.com for any news and updates on Chapman sports. Now in baseball, the playoff picture is set and the Bay Area is looking strong with both the Giants and the A's securing their spot, but Angels fans on campus have to root for something other than a playoff win. 21-year-old sensation Mike Trout is going for more than Rookie of the Year honors. He wants the MVP. And believe it or not, Triple Crown champ Miguel Cabrera is no lock to take it from him. The Detroit Tigers slugger is undoubtedly the best hitter in baseball, but Trout has a few things going for him. For one, he hits home runs and takes them away. His legs powered him to the most stolen bases in the MLB, and he did it with 22 less games than Cabrera. Triple Crown winners have been beaten out for the MVP honor just 4 times. Now, several LA Kings fans got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity at an insurance company. Daniela Pardo has the story.
Sports' most iconic trophy made a pit stop at a Mercury Insurance Group in Brea before continuing its journey around the world.
We were able to do a sponsorship of the Kings for the season. We picked a pretty good year to do it because they won the Stanley Cup. And as part of that sponsorship, we were able to bring the cup down here and share it with our employees.
Close to 800 ecstatic employees lined up to see and take pictures with the 35-pound shining cup.
I've seen the cup before, but it is the first time with the Kings, so it's totally different ballgame.
Other fans could barely believe this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Never thought that was going to be possible. I'm stoked about that. I'm lost for words again. It was awesome.
The Stanley Cup wasn't the only thing fans were excited to see. Bailey the mascot entertained the crowd as they waited in line. And there's more than one thing the players and their families like to use the infamous trophy for.
People like to eat cereal out of it, ice cream for the kids. Of course, there's lots of alcoholic beverages like beer and champagne. I've seen chicken wings and pierogies and all kinds of specialty foods put into it too.
If you didn't get to catch the Stanley Cup, you might have to catch them in Germany because that's where they're headed to next. I'm Daniela Pardo, Chapman News.
After Germany, the Kings will make a 12-hour stop in Finland before they return back to LA. And that's all we've got for you from the Best Campus Sports Show. Zoe and Zarina, back to you guys.
Thanks, Adam. Next up is entertainment.
Zach, what's going on in Hollywood and in Orange County?
Coming up in entertainment, I've got the latest on the feud that's heating up the American Idol set. Also, find out what homecoming events you won't want to miss this weekend. All this and more coming right up.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous.
Welcome back. I'm Zoe Loza.
And I'm Zarina Karazada.
A lot has been going on this week in entertainment.
Zach, maybe you can shed some light on this crazy American Idol feud I've been hearing about.
Well, things are continuing to heat up on the American Idol set between judges Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey. The pair have been making headlines recently after an intense argument broke out over a North Carolina audition. The altercation was caught on camera and has since gone viral online. Thursday morning, Mariah Carey called close friend Barbara Walters privately to discuss the matter. but Walters had no reservation talking about their conversation yesterday on The View. According to Barbara Walters, Carrie said that Minaj threatened her, saying, "If I had a gun, I would shoot the..." You fill in the rest of the sentence. Minaj has since posted more than 20 tweets on her Twitter account regarding the topic. One saying, "I don't call TMZ Barbara Walters because I stand on my own 2 feet. Never needed an army. God is good. Insecurity is cruel as the grave." Is this feud real, or is it a publicity stunt to reel in the viewers? I'll leave that decision up to you. There's a new record broken this weekend at the box office, and unfortunately for the film, it was not for the biggest grossing opening, but rather the film Won't Back Down has set the record for worst movie opening in history, taking in a rough $2.6 million. Even famous faces Viola Davis and Maggie Gyllenhaal, who star in the film, couldn't help this movie avoid its dreadful opening results. For all you Terminator fans out there, the Governator will be coming to Huntington Beach tomorrow for a signing of his book, Total Recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger will be coming to Orange County doing his press tour for his autobiographical novel that has exceeded sales expectations all over the country due to its in-depth detail of Arnold's private life. The book has sold out in Hyannisport, Massachusetts, which is known for being home to the Kennedy family, which is family to Maria Shriver, Arnold's former wife. The movie star / politician will be at Costco at the Bella Terra Mall at 11 a.m. Students strutted the runway this past Wednesday for Kappa Alpha Theta's annual catwalk. Aubrey Swift attended the event to get us the details.
Over 450 students, parents, and alumni lined up out of Sandu Conference Hall on Wednesday to attend Kappa Alpha Theta's annual philanthropy, the Catwalk.
Catwalk is a really fun, dynamic fashion show that allows for all the Greek community to get involved and other organizations on campus.
This year's theme was Cirque du Soleil, which allowed students to show their creativity through a mix of costumes and acrobatics while raising money for Theta's philanthropy.
The philanthropy is CASA, which stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates, and they serve as mentors to children in the community that have been neglected, abandoned, and abused.
Greek students were excited to support CASA by giving their time or money to attend or participate in the event.
That it's important to not only support my philanthropy, but to also support other Greek members and chapters' philanthropies as well.
But I think what's really cool is we're able to give back to not only Chapman, but also like the outer community.
I think everyone needs to know that there's, more to Greek life than just like having a good time and meeting friends. That's always great, but when we have a bunch of people together, we work together on a lot of things, and it's important that we just rally each other up and just, go out and do good, things for a good cause.
Theta has raised over $20,000 thus far, but are still accepting donations for another month. This is Aubrey Swift reporting for Chapman News.
Donations for Catwalk and Theta's philanthropy can be made online at www.wepay.com/donations/catwalk-2012. This is a big weekend for Chapman University. Its homecoming weekend is finally here. Events get underway beginning tonight with the Panther Pep Rally at 5:30 p.m. in the Piazza. Homecoming King and Queen will be announced with prize giveaways and food. The annual 5K run is back starting tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. It is said to be the flattest, fastest, and funnest 5K in the world. The course takes runners through Old Town Orange and ends on campus. Later in the day is the famous chili cook-off and tailgate. There will be over a dozen different chilies to taste, accompanied by live music by Soundcake, a 70s, 80s, and 90s cover band. The football game against Pomona Pitzer College starts at 7 p.m., so make sure to grab your bowl of chili and head to the bleachers in time for the game. That's all I have for entertainment. Zoe Zerino, will you guys be participating in homecoming events this weekend?
I'm going to do my best to stop by the homecoming game tomorrow night. What about you?
Yeah, it sounds like such a great event. It sounds like so much fun.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Log on to our website at chapmannews.tv to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsy bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter at Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Zoe Loza.
And I'm Zarina Karazada.